Good morning, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing another video to you on a subject that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know. And I want to talk about how people fail to appreciate the cost of winning the lottery. Granted, I have not won the lottery, but has anybody checked on these people lately? Has anybody checked their quality of life and whether it measured up in any realistic sense to what they were hoping for, what people commonly hope for when they play the lottery, so to speak? This is a figurative message sometimes. It's not necessarily referring to the literal lottery winners, but people who go from rags to riches, so to speak. I think, and I've said this in my other videos in many different ways, that the journey is the main thing. It's not so much about the destination. In this case, riches being the destination that everybody sees as the grass on the other side of the fence, right? That's always greener. Money creates money problems, if nothing else. And I'm not saying that there isn't some fun to be had with money, and obviously you need a little bit of it to have a good quality of life to begin with. But I heard about an actual study, a recent study, somewhat recent, within the last 10 years, that showed there's a diminishing of returns in quality of life over income. If you look at people surveyed and interviewed and analyzed, the data showed that after about, at the time of the survey, this is maybe 5 or 6 years ago, $70,000 a year was the apex in terms of return on quality of life. People who were making at least $70,000 a year were fairly happy, reported a good quality of life. And it started to taper off. Here's the interesting thing. After, up to upwards of 80,000, 90,000, 100,000, we all thought at the time, we still think, most of us, that the golden apple is $100,000 a year. You're not even really working until you make whatever, I don't know. But studies show that there is a trade-off. This is the point. The money itself is not directly translatable into quality of life or happiness, if that's your metric. It's my metric, one of my metrics. Health and happiness are kind of always the objective metrics of quality of life, if you ask me, and they should be. So my point is, rags to riches misses the point. Rags to riches is this timeless tale of paradise on the other side of the fence. It's forgetting that the actual joy that is to be had from being alive is not just found at the destination or in success, in achievement, or in stability and safety and comfort. It's actually in getting there, and usually with people, right? I want to make another example, another analogy, if you will. Consider people that like their jobs. It can happen. I, for one, like my job. As an aside, I look forward to Mondays. Today happens to be a Sunday. It's my least favorite day of the week because I get the least of my actual work done on Sundays, just because my resources aren't as available on this day. But I look forward to Tuesdays even more because that is like my first actual long day. I can work from about 10 in the morning until 8 at night, which isn't a super long work day in the bigger scheme of things, but I look forward to it, is my point. So it can happen. And imagine a farmer, for example, someone who enjoys their work. He's out there in the fresh air and the sunshine. He's doing his thing, tilling the fields, fertilizing the land, planting his seeds. And you might think that the farmer does it for the paycheck. Yeah, well, he needs it. Obviously, his family needs it. But maybe he just actually likes farming. Is that inconceivable? I mean, should you judge him badly because he enjoys his work? So here's the end of the example. That consider that winning the lottery is akin to being a farmer, but instead of doing the farming, you just end up with a whole bunch of fertilizer that can be put towards other stuff. But every time you begin to endeavor to farm, which is what you really want to do, someone just takes it out from under you and dumps some fertilizer on your driveway. It's an apt analogy. Because money grows stuff, potentially. It's a means unto an end, if you ask me. Money without anything to buy is useless, right? If there's no stores to shop at, if there's nothing for sale, what good is money? You could have a whole mountain of it. It's worthless. completely worthless without something to do with it productively. Productive is the word here. So if money and fertilizer means unto an end, what's the point, right? Well, the point is the journey, the experience. You making yourself useful, making yourself, feel occupied, and hopefully doing it in the company of other people occasionally, right? I mean, if you don't expect too much, you won't be disappointed out of life. It's not always about some fictional paradise. It's not always about winning the lottery. For me personally, I find great joy in refusing to compare myself to other people, making it as a point, not a competition. If somebody else is richer or has more toys than me, good for them. Hey, I hope they're happy. It must be nice. That's my attitude about it. I don't think that son of a bitch. I don't think that. I think it must be nice. It must be real nice. And I hope they are as happy as they look, but I think most of the time they're not. That's my point. Reach out if you like with questions or comments to whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.